Good morning, y'all. Good morning. I'm getting ready to make some coffee. Of course, you all know what we do here. And the first thing that we do is we like to share the news with you all. Okay. But come on in the room. I'm going to start sharing the broadcast so that you guys can get some news and information that you can use. How's that? So good morning. Good morning. Once again, it's your girl Paulette. I am the owner and founder of BrownstoneWorldwide.com. We are in the kitchen right now, getting ready to have some coffee. We're going to be listening to the news, doing some good morning, Ro. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. So listen, y'all, we got a lot of stuff that we're going to be covering on today, like they say in the South, on today. I never understood that. It's the same. It's in the present today, on. Yes. Okay. So anyway, we're going to be talking about a couple of things in the news today. We're going to be talking about tips, topics, and talk this morning. But of course, the big thing on the ballot today is, of course, what? The Georgia primaries, the United States primaries, all of it. We've got some really strong battleground states right now. We've got Pennsylvania, we've got Ohio, we've got Nevada, and we've got Georgia. I believe that there's one more. I can't remember which one it is, but when I remember it, I'll let you know. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Go ahead and pull up congress.gov. That's number one. And then number two, make sure that you're heading over to brownstoneworldwide.com today because we are going to be loading some information and content about today's primaries and where we currently are. I'll come back in the midday after I'm packing some packages and stuff for Brownstone Blends. And we're going to come back. We're going to be talking about what's in the news. We're going to hang out today, do all kinds of cool stuff. But first, I need a cup of coffee. I was chauffeur this morning. What fun. Okay. All right. So y'all ready? Let's go ahead and give you some news and information that you can use. And let Alan Edwards give you what you need. What you need.
It's election day in the United States. It's the midterms 2022 and millions go to the polls. More than 40 million pre-election ballots have been cast in 47 states. Pre-election voting has been ahead of the 2018 pace across the states, where data is available for the last 3 cycles.
Texas has the most pre-election votes so far. The control of both chambers of Congress is on the line, with all 435 House seats and 35 of the 100 Senate seats up for grabs. Dozens of governorships, secretaries of states, and attorneys general are also on the ballot. Davis Richards reporting.
In a preview of a potential Republican presidential primary showdown, Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis held dueling Florida rallies over the weekend as the two men battle for supremacy of the Sunshine State and the heart of the GOP.
The former president welcomed supporters in Miami, the third stop in a 4-city tour that has effectively made Trump a leading player in his party's fight for control of Congress. Meanwhile, the Florida governor headed his own events in 3 counties on the state's opposite coast.
Former President Donald Trump posted on social media to cast doubt on the legitimacy of the midterm election in the critical swing state of Pennsylvania. Here we go again, he wrote. Rigged election.
In 2020, Trump and his allies made a prolonged effort to discredit the presidential election results in advance, spending months laying the groundwork for their false post-election claims that the election was stolen. Now in the weeks leading up to Election Day in 2022, some Republicans have been deploying similar dishonest rhetoric. Harry Michaels reporting.
Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton has decided to forego a 2024 campaign for the Republican presidential nomination. 3 sources familiar with the matter stated.
One of the sources said Cotton only recently came to the decision following months of consultation with donors, aides, allies, and his own family. The Arkansas Republican has told donors he ultimately did not want to be away from his 2 young sons, who are 5 and 7 years old according to a second source. Jason Riley reporting.
This is the latest news headlines. With Election Day today, some national Jewish advocacy organizations are calling on the Republican Party to take a harder line on condemning anti-Semitism from several GOP candidates or their supporters.
Nation mad. This stuff is disgusting to me. I've never understood it, and it's disgusting to me.
The more that anti-Semitism or any form of hate is normalized, the more that extremists get emboldened by it. And frankly, the more danger there is to the community.
They're calls come on the heels of several high-profile controversies over remarks made by celebrities and political candidates vying to win their midterm races. Senator Rick Scott, the chair of the National Republican Senatorial Committee, declined to say whether he would run for a majority leader if Republicans gain control of the Senate in midterm elections. "I'm not going to focus on anything except getting a majority Tuesday night," Scott said in an interview on NBC News Meet the Press. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell has faced intra-party backlash after he declined to support former President Donald Trump's false claims of a stolen 2020 election. The Uvalde Together Resiliency Center was created in response to the shooting at Robb Elementary School, which left 19 children and 2 adults dead. The Republican governor authorized $5 million for its construction the same week, the symbolic centerpiece of its administration's response to longstanding mental health care failings locally and statewide. In the wake of the massacre, Abbott had repeatedly insisted the mass shooting, one of 574 across the country so far in 2022, and one of 42 in Texas alone, was not a symptom of the country's and his state's obsession with guns, but rather the result of the country's and his state's failure to adequately invest in mental health care. Meta Platforms Incorporated is planning to begin large-scale layoffs this week that will affect thousands of employees, the Wall Street Journal reported, citing people familiar with the matter. With an announcement planned as early as Wednesday, Meta declined to comment on the Wall Street Journal report. Facebook parent Meta in October forecasted a weak holiday quarter and significantly more costs next year, wiping about $67 billion off Meta's stock market value, adding to more of $500 billion in value already lost this year. And that's the latest news headlines. I'm Alan Edwards.
All right, guys. That was Alan Edwards. Like he said, we got a couple of things that we're going to be covering today. So good morning. Come on in the room. Let's get it started. It's your girl Paulette. And this is The Day Shift. That's what this show is called. And I like to do it in my kitchen, number one, because it's the first stop that I make during the day before I start doing other things that are Brownstone Worldwide related. So we've got a busy day ahead of us. And I want to start out by, of course, sharing the news with you guys, and let's sitting down and having a cup of coffee, tea, grab your cruller, whatever you're going to have for breakfast. And let's get into some of this news that is going to be important for you guys for today. Now, you guys know that a lot of times what we do here is we laugh and talk and kiki. Well, today, really, we need to take a look at what's happening in Congress. So what I'm going to encourage you guys to do is to head over to congress.gov and grab some of this information. All of this stuff is here for you guys, right? And one of the things that I want to make sure that you're able to do is to take a look at your state. Take a look at the senators that the seats that are currently up for grabs. So this year, if you guys are not aware, this year, let's see, we've got some seats that are up for grabs in the Senate, right? So the race for the House is tilting strongly towards the GOP. I need you all to understand that, right? But the struggle for Senate control is still very much slow, and it could go actually either way. That's according to what I'm seeing here, even as late-breaking national winds favor the party of power. Okay, so every race is going to matter on today, right? So no matter where you are, you guys take some time, go ahead and vote. Make your voice count. And so here's a couple of things that I wanted to kind of touch base with you guys on in terms of, can I vote even if I'm at work? Absolutely, you can. You can literally let your employer know, and it is your right as a United States citizen to be able to go and vote. Now, that doesn't mean that you take all day long, but today is going to be one of those days where the lines are going to be exorbitantly, ridiculously long, no matter where you go. So either grab a lawn chair, maybe take some, some time off. I'm not telling you to do that, right? But if you can get to the polls even after you get off work or before you go in, today would be a really, really good day to do that. Now, Democrats have a shot in large part because the battleground states on the Senate map are mostly won by Joe Biden. That was done in 2020, albeit narrowly. Okay, let's talk about how thin it was. Y'all remember that? And even though Biden is deeply unpopular in many of those states 2 years later, right now his approval rate, y'all, is 44%. 44%. Oh, y'all thought that people in the kitchen that fry bacon and eggs and stuff early in the morning ain't paying attention to what's going on? Oh, yes, we are. Oh, yeah, we're paying attention. So here's something else. Democrat incumbents and challengers amassed massive massive sums of money that allowed them to run their own brands throughout the summer while their Republican opponents limped out of contentious primaries. So this is where the nitty gritty of the campaign spending is going to make a difference. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you from a personal perspective. I have been to a couple of rallies. Yep, I have, just because I want to see, I'm nosy. And one in particular, I literally got an opportunity to go to live because it was about not even a mile from my house. So I was like, oh, okay. So I physically went down, drove down, right? And the others, I literally would just stand in the back and kind of take a look. But this one kind of made me a little sad. And the biggest reason why was because I felt like it should have been more people out there supporting. So Stacey Abrams, of course, you guys know, is running for governor in this particular state. Right now, it's a battleground state. You guys know that it's normally red, and they're planning on making it red again. And what we need to do here in the state of Georgia is make sure that we are doing all that we can to keep ourselves in the place where we currently are. And that is with people that actually know how to think for themselves. We're not even going to get into that, but I will later, okay? Because I have my own opinions, you know what I mean? And opinions are like, what? Okay, you guessed it. So during her rally, she had a lot of people that came up and spoke, but if I counted 100 people on one hand, which is impossible, but if I could have counted 100 people, I think she might have had close to 100, but there weren't 100 people in that park. And it really, really kind of threw me for a loop. So I don't know what kind of communication or team that she had on the ground before she came in town or whatever the situation may be, but there just was not enough folks out there giving the support. So that doesn't mean anything. It could have been that it was in the middle of the day because it was at 2:00, but I was really, really surprised. Her speech was phenomenal. She's a great storyteller. Now, I give her that. All right. So let's head on back over to what we know about our Senate seats. So this year, 35 of the 100 seats are on the ballot. All 435 House seats are on the ballot. I'm going to say that again. All of them. All 435. Now, what I want you all to understand with this is that I'm going to go ahead and pull this up because I think it's important for us to kind of understand. So the conditions are ripe for Republicans to win the U.S. House of Representatives. So while Senate control is still up for grabs, the discussion on the House side has shifted to just how large a possible new GOP majority could be. That's a problem. That's a problem. Right now it's 50-50, okay? And because it's 50-50, guess what's not happening? Whole lot of decisions ain't getting made. Now, here's the thing. GOP get in there, guess what's going to happen? We're going to have a whole lot of things that could pass, that should pass, that won't make it past the Senate, okay? It's not even going to make it. So what we need to understand is how important it is that we have a healthy balance so that we have more power in this particular House, okay? So they can pick up even more seats by winning in suburban areas that deserted the GOP during Trump's presidency. So here's the issue. A lot of people kind of migrated away from the Republican Party because Trump was president at the time. And some of the things that he's been able to do has and get away with has literally had people kind of powering going, no, I'm not a part of that party. I'm not a part of that party. I'm not a part of that party. So good morning. Good morning for those of you all who are just now joining us. We are literally live right now talking about the Georgia primaries. I'm going to be in and out throughout the day talking about this with you guys. So I'm going to ask that you continue to like, comment, share, subscribe, do whatever you need to do. Let people know that we are here and we're sharing this information with you guys so that you can get more information. So again, I'm going to encourage you guys to go over to, you guessed it, congress.gov, congress.gov. What are you going to be able to show there? See there, you're going to see the most viewed bills. So there are a couple of bills that are on the ballot this year. The Sunshine Protection Act, the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022, Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. That's a really interesting one. So there are several that are on the ballot, and there are some that you definitely need to start paying close attention to at this time. So current legislative activities that are going on. The next meeting is actually at, let's see, there's nothing in session currently, but the next one is going to be on the 10th. They met yesterday, and so they won't reconvene until after the election. So definitely wanted to let you guys know. So again, where we currently are right now is the GOP is coming for folks next, y'all. They coming. Okay, now you can do whatever you want to do, but I do know that it's going to be really interesting if the country is red once again. So all of these tailwinds are easier for the GOP to take advantage of in House races. Now, although these contests take place in 435 individual districts, they tend to be more nationalized affairs since candidates have less defined brands than senators. In part, because of these national conditions, Republicans are also targeting some districts that Biden would have won by double digits under the new lines. But that's also a reflection of the gains they made in 2020. The GOP needs to reach even deeper into Biden territory to find Democratic-held seats they can go after. Underscoring Democrats' defensive posture, 9 of the 10 House races seeing the most ad spending in the final week feature vulnerable incumbent Democrats. Okay, now one in particular that I know is a state that I currently live in, and it's a battleground state right now, and it is Herschel Walker against Raphael Warnock. We also have, see, this is how much I like this dude. I can't even remember his name, right? So we have Stacey Abrams, who's currently running right now for governor, and the other gentleman, can't think of his name. Like I said, that's how much I don't like him. It's a lot that's happened while he has been in office. We've lost 6 hospitals under his current leadership, and some other things. A couple of things that normally happen in the state of Georgia, especially in the Atlanta area where there's a lot that happens here. We've lost a lot of those live events that brought millions of dollars to the city of Atlanta. We lost those while this guy has been in office. And it's really kind of been, impactful to local businesses and things of that nature who, are like, nah. Okay. All right. So that's some more information that I wanted to share with you guys. Again, head over to congress.gov if you all are interested in finding out more information about what is happening. So additionally, 36 out of 50 states are going to actually elect governors. Did y'all hear what I said? 36 out of 50 states. This is huge. This is really huge. I don't even think y'all understand how big this is. So Katie Hobbs and Kari Lake are facing off in Arizona. That's one. Okay. 2 women. Wow. Okay. All right. Biden belt states, of course, we have Michigan. Okay, I'm just taking a look here at some of the stuff. Tony Evers, running mate Sarah Rodriguez. Let's see. So they've really been campaigning out here. Red states that turned on Trump are also up for grabs. Let's see. Democrats John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock won their Senate runoffs. However, y'all know that Herschel Walker is trying his best to come for Warnock's seat. And here's the thing. Here's what y'all need to understand. You need to understand, if you didn't know, it is the guy was living in Texas. What the hell is he doing here, right? And we also know, just like me, you've heard this guy talk. Doesn't mean that he's an idiot, but I'm like, what did he say? I don't understand what he said. And he's pulling a lot of the antics that Trump literally got away with. That's not to say that he's a good person or a bad person. Everybody makes mistakes or whatever. I get that. But I have yet to hear anything that he has said that has been made validious. And honestly, I'm sorry. I don't think he can hold a candle to Warnock. But that's just me personally. Again, I'm just here to provide the news and information. You guys make, concerted effort or decision based upon what you read and research for yourself in your state. So definitely keep that in mind. Me personally, I already know what it is. He's going to be a pawn. It's an absolute game, right? He doesn't have an absolute idea what he's doing. I'm sorry. I've seen it, because if nothing else, you're going to speak those things. You're going to say those things. It was one of the things that I really enjoyed when President Barack Obama was in office, when you were able to actually understand him. He was articulate. He got it done. He made it clear. And it was in layman's terms that everyday people could truly understand. And one of the hard parts is when he was in office, the Democrats did not hold the power at the time. Okay. So a lot of the ideas and things that he wanted to have passed just would not. And what's really unfortunate in these cases is people have a tendency to blame the president when in reality it's the people that hold these seats in the House and in the Senate. Okay. Because he can't make a move until those people do. And then once it reaches his desk, then he can make that final, sign off. Okay. So, yeah, just wanted to kind of put that out there for you. Here's some other information that you need to know that is important. Dozens of ballot measures are also before voters across topics like abortion access, okay, gun rights, and voter rights. It's a couple of other things that are local that we're going to come back during our noon break, and we're going to be talking about that today so that you all are hearing what's happening out there. I'll even go live on a couple of other platforms that I'm on, and I'm going to grab this information so that I can bring it back here and share it with you guys. Some stuff that you may not understand or even know about, like in the state of Louisiana, there is talk of a specific bill that's being introduced that kind of sounds like maybe is not, could be, well, maybe, yeah. And I'll come back and I'll talk about that. And it's about slavery. Okay. These are the things that you need to know. And if you're in those states where this information is readily available to you, please read it. That's in every single state. Okay. Again, you can go to congress.gov and you can find out exactly what is out there. So voters in 27 states are actually going to choose secretaries of state in their midterms. Okay. That's another thing. We're going to go through and we're going to look at Secretary of State results, Senate results. We're going to look at House results, and we're also going to be looking at governor results throughout the day. I'm going to pop in just a little bit. We're going to talk, hey, y'all, what's going on? XYZ, whatever. Let's get into these results that we currently see right now. This is going to be important, y'all. This is important because it is the end of the year, and as it always is, but there's some important information that is being held back from us. And the minute that this is over, it's going to go pow. And you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about when it hits. Okay. So they're holding on to things. So we're also going to be getting some headlines and analysis that I've been researching on myself. We're going to be grabbing a couple of pieces of information from all over the interwebs so that I can come back and I can share it with you guys. I'm going to go ahead and take a sip of my coffee. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you to head over to brownstoneworldwide.com and become a part of the community, first of all, okay? Brownstoneworldwide.com is where we currently are right now. This is the current website. You can go ahead and you can check us out and keep up to date with all of the things. Now, here's something else that you may not be aware of. We also have our radio station. It is KCCR, thebrownstone.com, but we are currently available on, guess what? Your apps. And somebody's talking to me like, how are you live? Girl, because I'm live. Yes. All right. Because I paused to talk to y'all. All right. Now, again, brownstoneworldwide.com. We're going to be posting news and information throughout the day that is important for you all to know. So again, let's go back over the things that you need to know by the numbers. That's all I'm going to give you is the numbers. Are you ready? This is the year that 35 of the 100 Senate seats are on the ballot. 35 of the 100 Senate seats are on the ballot. All 435 House seats are on the ballot. Let me say that again. All 435 House seats are on the ballot. Please pay attention to that. It's going to be super important. Good morning for those of you all who are just now joining. Additionally, 36 out of 50 states are actually electing governors. I'm going to be sharing that information with you guys today. Yep, you guessed it. Y'all stuck with me for the rest of the day, okay? Now, let's talk about some things that are happening over in Brownstone World land. Let's put it that way. Guess what, folks? It is the holidays, and I wanted to let you know that we are officially in the process of boxing up some of Brownstone blends for you guys to go ahead and purchase. So go ahead and get your holiday box now. Be a lot of fun for you to go ahead and have that. You can send it for yourself. Or you can make sure that you have it for a gift. And I'm just gonna be honest with you, that it's real cute. It's real cute. So Brownstone Marketplace or Brownstone Living, this is where you're gonna go, bit.ly/Brownstone Living, and you're gonna go ahead and make your order. Okay. One of the things that I know is that my little team that puts together the boxes, they're excited because we have new labels and we also have new boxes. And so they're super nice, super nice, really nice. Okay. So you guys go ahead and get your Brownstone Blends boxes. Here's something else that's available too on the website, and that is Brownstone Worldwide merchandise. All of the money that you're actually purchasing, all the money that we receive from things like our purchases for merchandise and stuff like that, of course, it always goes directly back into the business. And so your support is greatly appreciated. Now, here's something else that I need you to know. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about this, is the fact that podcasting services are officially open for KCCR, the Brownstone. So if you're looking to have a place to have your show outside of, say, for instance, your regulars like Anchor and Spotify and things like that, definitely hit us up. Let us know. I'm going to be coming back a little bit later on in the day, and I'm going to be sharing that information with you guys so that you can get what you need in terms of having your show available on a platform where you can literally be found. Okay. All right. Now let's get back into some additional news and information that we can use. I think it's important for us to stay on top of what we have here. So another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about, hold on, I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up. Super important. Whew, y'all. All righty. All right. All right, so let's see if it's gonna let me pop in here. I'm always doing something backwards. Always. Well, anyway, so here's what I wanted to tell you guys. We're going to be talking about tips, topics, and talk later on this afternoon while we are providing you news and information about what's happening in the latest headlines and analysis that's going on with our midterms. Y'all, here's something I need y'all to understand. We should vote. Midterms and the presidential election. Everybody gets all twisted and all caught up in a wad over just the presidential election, but these are the ones that count. These are the ones that count. And we definitely need to make sure that you understand you got to get out there and vote. Y'all, do some research before you go to the polls so that you understand exactly what and who you are voting for. There are going to be some laws on there. There's going to be some bills on there. And you need to see what they mean before you go to the polls. How do you do that? You go over to congress.gov and you can actually take a look and see what is currently available for your particular state, what's on the ballot, what you need to understand and know about that particular bill. Again, it is congress.gov. Go there and find out what's on the ballot for your state. You can also go there and find out what information is available for you when it comes to who is running for Senate, for the House. Yes, that information is there. You can get all of it right there. All right. Now, another thing that I need you all to hear. I was driving through my neighborhood yesterday and I saw signs that said Trump 2024. I need y'all to hear me on this. And one of the things that I need y'all to really, really hear me on, according to the rumor mill, he is going to be announcing an effort to run for president in 2024. And what better time to do it than now? Y'all, we cannot be that goofy. I see it. Of course, you're going to wait until now so that you can get people riled up and get them excited at the last minute. Absolute freaking genius. Whoever his PR team is, yeah. And the thing that really gets me is that people literally can be that gullible. And it's kind of interesting to me that that's a thing, but clearly it's a thing. It's an absolute thing. Okay. I don't get it. I really don't. But I guess to each his own. To each his own. All right, folks. Let me see if I can pull up. Let's see. Yeah. So let's talk about some things that I did yesterday. So we're literally getting ready for the holidays. I'm going to be sharing some stuff that we have available. And of course, it is Brownstone Blends. I have been getting some requests, though, folks, to create additional blends, but you guys probably are not going to be able to see that until, let's see. You're probably not going to be able to see that until possibly, I don't know, spring. So we'll do some nice spring blends, especially for barbecues and for salads and stuff like that, even though the everyday blend works pretty well with just about every blend. Some requests have been you need a savory set. So I'll do a savory set, okay, and see how folks like that. So again, to those of you guys who have purchased Brownstone blends, I do appreciate you guys. It's been amazing what you guys have done. Now, if you head over to brownstoneworldwide.com, we've got news and information that you can use. Again, we're going to be sharing bits of information with you guys today. Here's what I'm going to encourage you all to do. I would ask that you guys take the effort to head on over to brownstoneworldwide.com and register for the newsletter. We have a newsletter that's going to start coming out beginning next week, Monday. And in that newsletter, it's going to be tips, topics, and talk. The upcoming topics for shows that are a part of KCCR Radio and BWTV. And then also we will have in there sales and things like that that you need to know about, especially right now with the holidays coming. You need to know where the savings are. Okay, so we're going to have our sleuths in the street. They're going to be bringing that information back to us so that we can share it with you guys. Good morning to those of you all who are just now joining the day shift. We are talking about today's primary election. If you all are not aware, I'm going to repeat it again so that you all are aware. Currently right now in this particular race, let's get to the numbers. This year, 35 of the 100 seats are for the Senate are up on the ballot. Okay, that is 35 of the 100 Senate seats. Now, right now, 50% of the Senate is Democratic and 50% is GOP. So what I get for you, what I need you all to understand is that 35, that's a huge number, and it can swing either way. Okay, so we need to get out and we need to vote. That's number one. All 435 House seats are on the ballot. 435 House seats are on the ballot. Now, additionally, 36 out of 50 states are electing governors during this particular midterm primary. Okay, what do you need to do? Go to congress.gov and you need to find out what's happening in your state. What's up for grabs in terms of bills? What's up for grabs in terms of who's running for Senate, who's running for Congress, who is going to be up for grabs when it comes to your local governor. Get in touch with what's happening locally in terms of the bills that are, let's talk about the top 10. I want to bring that up as well. I think this is super important for you guys to understand. The Congress top 10 most viewed bills list, okay? And that's what I'm currently looking at. It's actually compiled each Monday on congress.gov. That's something else that you need to know. The Sunshine Protection Act, the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022, Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, Assault Weapons Ban of 2022, Marijuana Opportunity Reinvestment and Expungement Act. That sounds really super interesting. Maybe we'll come back and we'll talk about that a little bit later. National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2023, that's coming up. Sunshine Protection Act, once again, is on the ballot. Social Security Fairness Act, American Rescue Plan Act, and so many more are up for, let's see, let's look at legislation. I'm on the congress.gov website. Y'all should come and join me. Y'all should come and join me. So it's based on public laws, U.S. code. And then, of course, you can always take a look and see what House floor activities or committees that are going on near you. And you can go ahead and you can log in and start listening to what's happening. All of this, you guys, is really important. And the reason why I think that it's important for me to come on here and talk about it as brownstoneworldwide.com is because the community that needs to hear this is the most are the communities that are impacted the least when it comes to what we are putting out there for voting and for those people who are supposed to represent our communities. Okay, so the more ways that you can find out how to educate yourself on the Senate, the House, Congress, the presidential election, how this works, those House and bills that you need to be aware of, all of that information is currently available to you, but you just need to know where it is. That's just that's just it. The bottom line is you need to know where it is. Okay. So again, go to congress.gov. That is crazy, super important. And then you can always go over to brownstoneworldwide.com and you can head over to politics and you can take a look and see what's currently happening and how you can be a part of the change by going out and exercising your true right to vote. That is going to be important. So let's see, key races all across the country in today's crucial midterm elections. These are really, really crucial times. I don't even think y'all truly understand how serious this is right now. I'm going to encourage you once again to either share this broadcast or provide some of this information to the people that you know, that you hang out with, that you love, your family members, your coworkers. Take somebody to the polls with you if you have not already voted early. So early voting actually ended on Monday. No, it didn't. Did it? Yeah, I think it did. So, and then today starts actual elections. You need to know that those results are going to start coming in and we're going to be sharing that information with you guys today. Now, let me tell you what else is on my list for today. A couple of things. Number one, I want to come back and I want to talk to you guys about what's happening with KCCR Radio. Okay? That's first, because there are some major changes that are coming down the pipe. Number two, thank you so much for the love, you guys. Number two, the other thing is brownstoneworldwide.com is still looking for contributing writers. You got something you got to say, you want to have your business presented or an article posted or whatever. Good morning, Sunshine. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Thanks so much for joining in. I want to make sure that we're giving that particular information to you all so you are able to get it. So brownstoneworldwide.com, contributing writers. What else? We also have BWTV that is a part of that. But guys, that is for our podcasters. That is for people who have paid to be a part of Brownstone's Best Business Review. Okay, we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be providing you guys with more information about what that looks like long term for you when you decide to become a part of KCCR Radio, the Brownstone, brownstoneworldwide.com. Okay, I want to come back and talk to you guys about that as well. Something else. Good morning. Good morning. For those of you all who are just now joining us, we have been talking about the primaries. Specifically, I'm in one of the battleground states. I'm in Georgia, okay? And there are so many people that want to see this state go back red. Right now, we flipped it blue for those of us who voted for the blue and did our homework, did our due diligence. So don't be impacted by some of the rhetoric that's out there, some of the advertising and the PR that you're seeing out here in these streets trying to keep you engaged in that, as opposed to, I'm going to go ahead and fill that off, as opposed to what's available in terms of the issues. You want to find out what's happening? What I'm going to encourage you to do is to go over to congress.gov and get it straight from the source. Get it straight from the source. And you can actually pull up and see who's running, and then also who is what bills are on the ballots. Okay, so you can definitely do that. You can pull up public laws, U.S. code, and then also who is running for your House and your Senate. Okay, really, really important for you guys to get that information and to be clear on what you want to do. Let's talk about Kyrie Irving, y'all. Okay, I didn't want to do it, but I got to do it because I literally am confused at this point. So Kyrie Irving shared on his personal Twitter account a link to a movie that is literally on the Amazon Prime or Prime Video, okay, their movie network. And I've never heard of the movie, didn't know it existed until this incident with Kyrie Irving. But clearly he thought that it was okay, bear with me, to share a link on his personal Twitter account for others to check. Now, I understand he is influential. People share information with him. But where I believe I'm a little bit confused, and I need some folks to help me understand really what's going on with his particular situation. So he's literally meeting with NBA officials today. NBA? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up because I thought, what in the world is going on? So this tweet has folks in in uproar. So let's talk about what you need to know about what has happened, okay? And I find it so interesting, y'all, but I gotta share this. So Kyrie Irving, he's the New Jersey Nets guard, is going to meet with the NBA commissioner. Y'all ready for this? Adam Silver on today, as he continues to face backlash for posting a link on Twitter to an anti-Semitic film last month. So the meeting was reported earlier by Mark Stein and the Boston Globe and confirmed to the New York Times by a person familiar with the current situation. Now, for a week after Irving posted the link to the film, he declined to apologize or say that he held no anti-Semitic beliefs, prompting the Nets on November 3rd to suspend him indefinitely. He has since apologized, and I actually read it. You heard about this? It's interesting to me because I'm going to go some places with this in just a minute. Okay, so on November 4th, Nike condemned hate and anti-Semitism and suspended its relationship with Irving, effective immediately. He's a 7-time NBA All-Star. He's been with the Nets since 2019. Okay? Been with the Nets since 2019. He's won championships with the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2016, but over the past few years, he has often been discussed more for his off-court views. In 2018, in an interview with the New York Times, he suggested that the earth might be flat. I remember that. Where's his head at? Okay, all right. And over the past year, he had refused to be vaccinated against the coronavirus. Okay. Here's what you need to know. What did Irving post on Twitter? When did the backlash start? How did he respond? Why did the Nets suspend Irving? So let's talk about that really quick. So on October 27th, Irving tweeted a link to Hebrew to Negroes. What movie are you talking about? Right, exactly. So let's talk about the movie. Is called Hebrew to Negroes, Wake Up Black America. It's a 2018 film driven by anti-Semitic tropes about Jewish people lying about their origins. Okay. All righty. Among its false and outlandish claims is the assertion that the Holocaust never happened. Okay. Irving also made an Instagram post with a screenshot of the film's rental page on Amazon, which he had linked to on Twitter. Neither post included a caption or comment from Irving. Does that make sense? Okay. The Instagram post was part of a story, a format that expires after 24 hours. We all know that. If it's on Instagram stories, it will expire, okay? And the tweet was actually deleted on October 30th. In a letter dated November 4th, the Anti-Defamation League and the Nets called on Amazon to take down or add explanatory content to the film and a related book, writing that they were designed to inflame hatred, and now that it was popularized by Mr. Irving will be led directly to the harm of Jews. Y'all want some more? So when did the backlash start? Let's talk about that. You ready? So on October 28th, Rolling Stone magazine reported on some of the film's anti-Semitic messages. Many other news media outlets actually started reporting on the article in Irving's tweet. What do you need to know about anti-Semitism in America? One of the longest standing forms of prejudice, and those who monitor it say it is now on the rise across the country. So that night, the Nets owner, Joe Tsai posted about the situation on Twitter, adding that it was bigger than basketball. Okay. I'm disappointed that Kyrie appears to support a film based on a book full of anti-Semitic misinformation. I want to sit down and make sure he understands this is hurtful to all of us. And as a man of faith, it is wrong to promote hate based on race, ethnicity, or religion. Okay, so this is actually from this guy's Twitter account. So on October 29th, the NBA released a statement condemning hate speech, but it did not name Irving. So on November 1st, the NBA Players Union, the National Basketball Players Association, issued a statement condemning anti-Semitism. But like the NBA, it did not name Irving, who is one of the union's vice presidents. So how did Irving respond? Irving addressed his posts publicly for the first time on October 29th after the Nets lost to the Indiana Pacers at Barclays Center. During the contentious news conference, Irving doubled down on his support of the film and an anti-government conspiracy theory promoted by the InfoWars host Alex Jones. History is not supposed to be hidden from anybody, Irving said. He added, I'm not going to stand down on anything I believe in. I'm only going to get stronger because I'm not alone. I have a whole army around me. Let me sip my coffee. Let's carry on, shall we? Shall we go back to this? Okay, all right. Now, Irving accused an ESPN reporter of trying to dehumanize him as he and the reporter argued about whether Irving had promoted the film by posting about it. Well, of course he did. I don't think he realized what he did, but he kind of knew because he understands the power that he has with the numbers that he has, right? And that's on all of the platforms that he's on. So the Nets played the Pacers again on Halloween Day at Barclays Center and faced the Bulls in Chicago on November 1st. But the team did not make Irving available to reporters after either game. Oh, really? Cheers. General Manager Sean Marks said the team did not want to cause more fuss right now, more interactions with people. The Nets, who have struggled on the court, also fired their head coach, Steve Nash, on November 1st. But Mark said the move was not related to Irving's situation. I don't see how it could be. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's what I said. So what? Yeah, none of this makes sense to me either. All right, now, let's carry on because I got to see how this plays out. On November 2nd, Irving announced that with the Anti-Defamation League that he would donate $500,000 to anti-hate causes. The Nets said they would do the same. Okay. I am aware of the negative impact of my post towards the Jewish community, and I take responsibility, Irving said in a statement. I do not believe everything said in the documentary was true or reflects my morals and principles. Oh, he got his PR team involved, huh? Because behind the scenes, they probably letting him have it. By November 3rd, Irving had not apologized, and he had not been clear about what content he disagreed with in the film. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver said he would meet with Irving soon, so that's actually happening today, okay? Kyrie Irving made a reckless decision to post a link on his personal page, y'all, to post a link to a film containing deeply offensive anti-Semitic material. Silver said in a statement, he added, I am disappointed that he was not offered an unqualified apology and more specifically denounced vile and harmful content contained in the film he chose to publicize. Now, about 30 minutes after Silver's statement, Irving spoke to reporters at a Nets practice. I didn't mean to cause any harm. I'm not the one that made the documentary. I get his point. But does he realize who he is? When asked what specific points in the films he did not agree with, Irving responded vaguely. Some of the criticism of the Jewish faith and the community, for sure, he said. Some points made in there that were unfortunate. When Irving was asked if he had any anti-Semitic beliefs, he said he respected all. He respected all walks of life. I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from, Irving said when he was asked to answer the question with a yes or a no. Within hours, the Nets suspended him for at least 5 games, saying he was unfit to be associated with the team. We were dismayed today, they said, when giving an opportunity in a media session that Kyrie refused to unequivocally say he has no anti-Semitic beliefs, nor acknowledge specific hateful material in the film. This was not the first time he had the opportunity, but failed to clarify. Such failure to disavow anti-Semitism when given a clear opportunity to do so is deeply disturbing, is against the values of our organization, and constitutes conduct detrimental to the team. Marks, the general manager, said Irving would need to meet with Jewish leaders, go through counseling, and meet with the team, among other measures, before he would be allowed to return. But some NBA players may be ready to push back on Irving's behalf. The terms for his return, they seem like a lot. Jaylen Brown of the Boston Celtics actually said on November 7th. He added, a lot of the players expressed discomfort with the terms. Brown, like Irving, is one of the vice presidents in the NBA Players Union. Okay. He told the Globe that he was expecting the union to appeal the suspension, saying that Irving made a mistake, but it was not anti-Semitic. There is an interesting distinction between what somebody says verbally and what somebody posts as a link on a platform with no description behind it. Well, Irving did apologize, okay? So after he was suspended on November 3rd, he apologized in one of his Instagram posts, saying he had no intentions to disrespect any Jewish culture regarding the Holocaust or perpetuate any hate. That's where he messed up. Okay? So Nike suspends ties with Kyrie Irving. This is interesting. Irving's apology seemed to come too late for Nike, though, which suspended its relationship with him effective immediately on November 4th and announced it would not launch his next signature sneaker, the Kyrie 8. At Nike, we believe there is no place for hate speech, and we condemn any form of anti-Semitism. We are deeply saddened and disappointed by the situation and its impact on everyone. Who is impacted? See, I think I've had enough now, but I'm gonna carry on. I'm gonna carry on because now I'm confused. I got questions. I really got questions before we end today, and I'll come back. All right. So the Nets said his suspension would last at least 5 games, meaning he cannot return until at least November 13th, when the Nets face the Lakers in Los Angeles. Their general manager said Irving's apology was a step in the right direction, but certainly not enough. It's not clear if Irving is going to agree to meet with Jewish leaders or fulfill other mandates from the team. He has not spoken publicly since his apology. Some fans may not be ready to welcome him back if that time comes. More than 1 million Jews live in New York City, and roughly 60% are in Brooklyn, where the Nets play at Barclays Center on Atlantic Avenue. Okay. So some people say that his apology was an improvement. And somebody else said, Ben Burke, who's a Nets fan, said he doesn't want him on the team anymore. Mark said November 4th that the Nets had not considered dropping Irving from the team. I'm going to say it. And it's probably going to upset some people when I say this. You see how fast folks move? As long as it's not black folks. Nobody got suspended for anything when we stood up or we shared information about what's happening in the black community. Nobody says anything when movies come out about us. Nobody stands up for us. People could share and they can do all kinds of things and everything. And here we are. And all I'm going to say to you all is, from our community, from the black and brown community, here's where I am having issues and concerns with how this whole thing is being handled. When it comes to our community, we need to stand up like these folks are standing up for their community. Because they ain't going. They not going. See, y'all thought I was going to go somewhere else, right? But at the end of the day, where are the folks in our community that are crying out in outrage when it comes to things that are said about our community? I got questions. Anybody else got questions? I need to know. And I know I'm not wrong. What I'm saying to you guys is unfortunately, he messed up. I want to say the other word, but I do know that I'm lying, and I want to be very careful. Where's the backlash? Where's the backlash when things happen in our community and somebody shares it and it's inaccurate information? Where's the backlash? Who's screaming out for us? Or should it be us? Should we be helping to change the narrative on how we are seen in terms of our power and all of that? I got questions. Did I say he was wrong for what he did? Did I say he was right? I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. But what I have learned, now that I am considered an influencer of sorts, what I have learned is you can't let everybody know what you're doing behind closed doors. And I don't mean that in a negative sense, but we have to be really careful when we understand how many people we literally influence. He wasn't careful, period. And I understand you want people to see the movie. Maybe it might be some interesting pieces or parts in there or whatever. But because of the level of influence that he has, you got to be careful. You got to be more careful. You got to be more careful. He wasn't careful. You are not going to sit here and tell me the people that are paying large sums of money, big black men to play sports, that everybody on that in that realm is not racist. Don't play me. I'm just saying. I got questions. Questions need answers. That's all I got. I'm thrown off by this, but again, where can you find more information about this later on today? At brownstoneworldwide.com. That's where we're going to be. Okay. Wow. Do I think that this is overplayed? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. It's okay for us to tap dance. It's okay for us to sing, hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal. As long as we tap dancing, we can't think. We can't have an idea. Do I think that I've never seen the movie, so I don't know. Okay. I don't understand what all of the hype is about. It's a movie, right? And I get that it's a documentary, but therein lies so many other questions and comments that I could come up with, like, what happened to freedom of speech? Okay, cool. All right. So we're so sensitive that a movie that he didn't even make, but he posted about, has us all in an uproar about this. I got questions. And then it makes me think about, I'm going to bring it up. Kanye West. Do you see how fast he started to go down the rabbit hole? And do you see how fast they removed this brother? You see how fast I didn't say that I liked everything that cat has done either. He's done some really questionable and odd things. Okay. But when we're looking at the totality of everything, look at how what he said and the power that the Jewish community has as a whole, as opposed to, in addition to what's happening with Kyrie Irving. Come on now. Come on. I got questions. Where's the outrage when somebody does something in our community? How come they not, doing things about that? And here's something else too, folks. Who told these folks that they could post any and everything and they're influencing people like that? Where's your team? Where's your people? That's another thing. But again, I'm going to go back to, I honestly don't think he meant any harm. It was dumb what he did because of everything that's going on right now. Anti-Semitism is like a thing right now. You know what I mean? They've made anti-hate crime bills for our Asian Americans and Asians in this country. But I'm going to bring it up. We still begging for the right to be treated like humans in this country. Where's the bill for us? Where's the anti-hate coalition in our community demanding justice and rights? And we beg. I'm sorry. I think it's because I'm a Black woman and I see it from that perspective. I don't understand what the hype is about, what the hoopla is about. Because I haven't seen the movie, so I cannot in good faith give all accounts of what people might see when they see the movie. Okay, so if it says the Holocaust didn't exist, who in the world would believe that, first of all, that it didn't exist, that it didn't happen? That's just like other people that are spreading lies and rumors. And you literally have people that I have met personally who were in concentration camps. Those folks weren't lying. They didn't put numbers on their bodies themselves. And they're still traumatized by that. But somehow that community got up. And all I'm going to say is you got to be careful because of that power. You know what I'm saying? Look at it now. Look at the level of power that, okay, we're going to shut this down. Oh, okay, he got a little bit too big for his britches. Let's go ahead and pull him out. Now, word is this guy is talking about retiring. Yeah. That's, we could talk about it all day long, but that's just kind of where I'm at with that. I just kind of feel like it's just overkill. It's absolute overkill. Making him apologize for a link that he posted to a movie he didn't make. I need that to make some sense to me. Maybe we can come back and talk about it. I know what we'll do. Let's head on over to Brownstone Worldwide. I will share some questions about that because I got questions. I don't think any of this makes sense to me. And so maybe somebody else can help me to get some clarity because I'm open to learn. I'm open to learn. Help me understand because I don't. All right, folks. I got work to do. Okay. let's get this day started. I will see you guys later on this afternoon. We're going to come back and we're talking about what is in the news when it comes to what? brownstoneworldwide.com. Head on over to brownstoneworldwide.com and let's get KCCR, the Brownstone, going. And we're just going to be sharing news and information all throughout the day. All right, you guys, enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, I will be back this afternoon. Y'all gonna be spending the whole day with me. So here's what we're not gonna do is our love, live, breathe until the end of the day. How about that? All right, you guys, go ahead and enjoy the rest of your day. Grab you some coffee and do the things that you need to do to make this a great day for yourself. See you all later on this afternoon. Bye.